y'all, it's Belle. Welcome back to my channel and welcome back to another vlog. I cooked some soup and I watched some of my favorite movies that I do every year. And I get some book mail, some hauls, and I show some clothes. I switch out my spring, summer to fall, winter clothes. Some other stuff, I think. Anyway, hope you enjoy this. September 20th. I got some book mail, so I thought I'd open it with y'all. Oh, yay! I am so excited. Recently, someone from, I think it was from Algonquin, or from the Myrtle Hardcastle team, I know, and asked, been interested in getting the newest book in the Myrtle Hardcastle series by Elizabeth C. Bunce, and I was like, yes, it's one of my favorite series of all time. It's one of my most highly anticipated releases. It's the 4th book in Myrtle Peril. And it is gorgeous. And day after tomorrow will be like 2 weeks since she said she mailed them out to everybody. And if you hadn't gotten it in 2 weeks to email her, so I was getting a little worried. But yay, I'm so happy. Thank you so much, Algonquin, young readers. And I'm so excited. If this isn't already out by the time this goes up, I'll edit it in here when it comes out. Oh yay. The author reached out to me, Julie Buxbaum, and asked if I would be interested in receiving a copy of her release that recently came out, like within the past week or two, I think. And so it's out now, the Area 51 Files. It's naked hardcover, and I was like, yes, please. It's an anticipated release, so. And so she sent a finished copy, and she signed it. And sent some cool. Yay, thank you so much. That's so nice of her. Cannot wait to read this. Oh, and it's got a 1, so it's going to be the first in a series. I'm so excited. Thank you so much. That really helped today because it says the 20th, so it's 3 months since I lost my pup. Because she was on the 20th. So, can't believe it's been 3 months. It feels like it's been forever. And then it feels like it has, I don't know, it's so weird. Anyway, thank you so much. I really needed that today. Not that anything will help, but you know what I mean. Just a little bright spot. September 22nd, Thursday. I think today's the first day of fall too, so happy fall. I just got back from the post office, started sprinkling, so I kind of jogged there and jogged back just to get my heart rate up. And I've been losing weight anyway, without even really trying, just because I haven't been eating, just because of everything. But so I'm more out of breath than usual. I think since it went from 80s and then it's going to be like 58 tomorrow, I think it was supposed to be 58 today, but now it's changed to 74. I'm just going to leave a few summer type clothes out just in case we have some more hot days, but start switching my spring summer clothes out for fall winter. And I'm going to be a little harder on my clothes this time because I'm always scared of getting rid of stuff, because if I get rid of it I might want it. But I never wear certain things, and I just keep loading them up and down from the basement. So I'm just gonna donate them. So I need to go through my closet and my drawers today. And I got 2 more Etsy orders in. Oh, cool. And a handwritten note, and she has a code to get 10% off my next order. That's awesome. So I got another Hocus Pocus. I love the way this art style looked, and I loved it with this bleached look. And my hair is like freshly done and really dark with the purple black. It looks really good with this color. My hair does with this. So love that. Looks just like it did on mine. And the other sweaters from the same shop, and I got another 10% off my next purchase. And it's that same blue. I didn't realize I got the same. I'll have to check. But it's this Hocus Pocus. But it has the sleeves. They're all dark, and then it tapers down to. So I love that. Her hair's everywhere. But I've been doing this. Is my second day doing this. Switching out the clothes. September 24th. Just got back from the dollar store and the post office. Got Instagram post. I filmed a video. I edited and uploaded a video. I only had lights at Dollar General, so I got some purple and orange, but they also had orange, Lincoln yellow candy corn. So I got a couple of those. And they also had this purple and green. So I got a couple of those too. But it says the book mail is from Shadow Mountain Pub. Oh wow, yeah. Virtually Me by Chad Morris and Shelley Brown. And this goes on sale February of 2023. Thank you so much. Looks so interesting. I'm so excited. Yay. I already got a lot done, and pretty much done with switching my clothes over. There was some I washed, and then just dirty clothes I washed that some I'll go ahead and put up too, because like pants with huge holes in them that I won't be able to wear in the winter. And so I just need to finish that laundry part up, and I need to wash some other fall blankets that I finally brought up for just to throw on the couch and stuff. And just need to clean in general. I need to dust and vacuum the living room again, the bedroom, clean my bathroom, the upstairs bathroom, and the kitchen. Like if it gets even a little bit dirty, I can't handle it. Like there's never a dish in the sink. Like I take care of it before the day's over. Like if it's the time my husband comes home and there's a dish in the sink, like overnight's fine, like after we eat, unless I want to load the dishwasher or something. By the time my husband comes on, that means like I'm so sick that I don't care, or I care but I can't even be bothered. That means I'm not feeling good if there's a dish in the sink. I just can't. My OCD and part of it, and the way I was raised, like my mom who has OCD, just and it's so weird how sometimes I'll get aggravated with no, it's not crazy, because he makes it harder. I won't let him. He can't. If you're like this, you know, it's kind of like Monica on Friends, but I'm not that bad. I have to do the cleaning because he's not gonna do it the way I do it. But he does make things harder. Like you can throw something away instead of putting it right beside the trash can, like on the or on the counter beside the 2 inches from where something like, ugh, marriage. I need to clean. I just can't. Like, even the idea of like the sink overflowing or laundry overflowing for like more than a day, like even a day makes sense, but just thinking about it for days, like I just get antsy about that. So I have to clean, and I might finish up some yard work I started. There isn't much left to be done. Like, I did all this part that was mulched up on the front of the house and like the sides, right, the front sides, but on the fence near the side of the house over here where I have those flowers and some mulch around them, I need to pick a few weeds. And there's some things I wanted to do in upstairs in the book room and the Alice in Wonderland room, which is where my books that I've read. And somebody requested saying I should do a spooky recommendations video, and I have done those. I did it last year. So, but I still might do one with ones that I've read since that video, and then link that video in the description. I don't know. But then trying to figure out the ones I haven't read that I want to read so people know about them that weren't in that video that I've gotten since then will be a little more difficult. Got my nails done yesterday. I got a more purple, because the last color was like a purple black, but it looked more black than anything, which is fine. But so I got a darker purple where you could actually tell like it's purple, because we're still in like September. But they always have the TV on, and it was saying it was the 40th anniversary of the Tylenol murders, where that stuff got in Tylenol, and I think that's what started the tamper-proof seal, and if it had been or whatever. I think, I'm not sure. I was like, 40 years. Wow, I would have been just born. Kind of weirded out when I turned 40. It's not as old as you think it is when you're like 20. But I haven't had like a midlife crisis or anything. I had a midlife crisis, I think, at 25, when I realized I was halfway to 50. And I had accomplished a little bit, but it wasn't all the stuff I thought I would, and I was like freaking out. And that's when I like went back to school the first time, trying to get a degree, but it didn't really work out. So, but when I hear like people that are 25 to 30 calling themselves babies, and that's how young they are, like, yeah, it's young, but you're not a baby. Like, to me, 20 and under is babies. Those are still babies. Like 25 to 30, you're not babies anymore. Really hate it when you get older than that, if you think you're still a baby at 25. Maybe that's what's wrong with the world. People between 25 and 30 still thinking they're babies. And that's why, that's why there's so many people not wanting to do anything with their lives nowadays. I don't know. And I moved out when I was 17. I'm not saying everybody should do that. I'm just saying, I can't imagine. I mean, I know some people love home, and it's a way to save money, I guess, but so I'm not knocking it, but I just couldn't wait to be. And I did move back in with my mom 2 times, a couple times, but I never stayed long, and I paid her rent after I was an adult, just until, and it was always after I ended a long-term relationship where I was living with them and I left them, because, as I've mentioned before my husband, they were all toxic. So the first one was 2 years, the second one was 4 years, and then the last one was 6 years. But after the 6th year, I moved out into my own place. Like, I planned that one a little bit better. Like, I slept on the couch for like a month before I moved out. Yeah, there's like no drive anymore. I'm not saying this about all people between 25 and 30, so don't get mad. I'm just saying, you just see it so much. And even, I don't know, I have no motivation. And I hate, as someone who suffers from mental illness, seeing that almost, it's like it's being made popular now. Like, I wanted it to have more, to be talked about in a better light, like it never used to be. Like, I love seeing that, but now it's like everybody all of a sudden has it and uses it for everything. There's like those people that think it's cool to say that domestic violence is like, and they've never experienced domestic violence. Like, I don't understand. Like, I don't feel that it's cool that I've been abused by men, physically, verbally, emotionally. I don't think it's cool that I have OCD, which makes me mad more than anything when I have it, because my brain won't let me not do these things. I think, and even though my brain knows it's crazy that nothing bad will happen if I don't do these things, yet my brain makes me think, if you don't do these things, something bad will happen. And then I don't think it's cool to have this severe depression that I do, and that I've had since I was very young. I don't think it was cool to watch my mom be abused. So I just don't understand the things that, and they're not getting on there saying, hey, it's cool, I think this, but it's what it feels like, and it feels so wrong and icky to me and offensive to me. This is probably why I get in arguments with so many people. I'm just so blunt, and that's what's, I don't get along with the world today, because everybody's so not everybody, so many people nowadays are so fake, and they just say what they think people want to hear or what is acceptable. They don't want to offend anybody. They could think the most horrible thoughts themselves, could be the most evil, vile persons in their heads, but they say all the right things that they know that the people want to hear, and people will love them for thinking that way. So you never know who anybody truly is, and it's kind of scary. But I just say what I feel and what I think. And I don't know. And another thing is probably wrong with the world. It's like, if you believe in God, it's like believing in the devil or something, is the way it's portrayed as. Like, it's something you should be embarrassed by nowadays. And like, the world's getting worse and worse, and maybe that's a reason, in my opinion, as someone who believes. It's just crazy. You know, I've seen people say how that actually don't film videos anymore, and I hope this isn't the reason why, but said that they wanted to start having more talk about their faith on their channel, and they felt like if they couldn't before because people wouldn't watch or would get upset, and they were tired of caring about that, and they were going to film it the way they wanted to, which I totally agreed with, and I was so happy. But I don't know if it was because of something that happened with that, or just with life and kids and busyness got in the way. But it's so sad that you have to feel ashamed of your faith, and I understood where they were coming from because of how it is today, and it's so sad. So sad. I understand why some people don't like the way certain people who believe in God act. Like, I remember being taken to church when I was a teenager, and I had green hair, and like, I used to paint my face up like Marilyn Manson. I wore those Janko jeans, fishnets. If I wore like something black, and I didn't wear anything short, but it was like a black thing with fishnets, and then Doc Martens, and anyway. And then if I wore not fishnets and stuff like that, it was clothes that were like 5 times my size. But at church, I didn't paint my face because my mom didn't know about that. I did that after she left for work and then went to school and had it off my face before she got home. Anyway, I had the green hair and the clothes, and I got drugged to church. And they were so mean to me. Like the way they look and whisper and the way they acted towards me. And then I didn't believe in God when I was a teenager at that point. Anyway, and to me that reiterated everything I thought, but that's so sad because that's not a Christian to me. They shouldn't have treated me like that, but that doesn't mean that that's what God would want, and that's what God likes. God loves me. He loved me even then when I didn't love him back, and when I looked like that. There was nothing wrong with it. I was expressing what I was going through, pretty much. And it's love your neighbor, love thy neighbor, and don't judge. And I have a hard time with the judge part too, but I think I do pretty good with a lot of things, because a lot of things that Christians judge others on, we're not supposed to judge, because there's only one judge. It's not up to us. Like, that's between whoever you're judging and him on Judgment Day. That's he judges them. So I try. I mean, I'm a person, so I'm not perfect, so I will sin. But I try to be good at not doing that. So I definitely have no room to judge. Ooh, things I've done. So I understand that, but a real Christian isn't going to be especially hateful to someone for no reason just because they don't agree with something that they do, say, like, feel, support, like that. I don't know how we got in this conversation. It started out with moving out at 17. Oh, and no focus, yeah. And then younger people like move out and get these houses, and then they like leave them like pretty run down, and maybe a couple of years in they'll like start doing stuff to it. Like, I have to do stuff right away. Like, I want it better than when I moved in. Like, we made money off the last house we bought because we made it so much better in the 5 years we were there. As soon as we moved in, before I even started setting up furniture, I painted the living room because I hated the colors. My husband painted the outside because that was one stipulation of when we bought the house, because it was such a horrible color. The owner agreed to buy us paint. My husband painted the outside of the house. He fenced in the backyard for our pup, fixed some of the front porch, replaced ceiling fans in the living room and bedroom. I've painted, the living room took forever because it took so many coats on that white part, but it's gray and white. And I repainted the stairway, the hallway upstairs. I painted the kitchen, my bathroom, our bedroom. He's been fixing his garage, like insulating it, putting drywall up. He's done so much in there. I've planted so many new flowers, like for landscaping, and put the silver or the grayish brick looking, they're not bricks, but rock like around, and added a porch swing. We got the rocking chairs, so instead not just fixing stuff but adding, like, we got the new couch and end tables, lamps, coffee table, entertainment center. We enclosed like the backs of the steps in the basement because they're just I was so worried, and anytime there was a tornado drill, like, I was so worried because she got so scared of stairs at that point, so he cut wood up to put enclosing on so her foot wouldn't go through, and I got things for the steps to make them where she wouldn't slip off of them. Like, I've done so much more. I can't even think about it because my mind's going blank. Belle, nothing ever comes out the way I want it to, and I'm not trying to say that I think everybody has the money to do all of these things to their house, but I'm saying to keep it nice and make it look nice, there's things you can do that don't cost a lot of money. You can make, because I've done that before. Like, when I was younger, I was a waitress, and so I did the best of what I had. Like, I made it look nice. I kept it clean. I worked out in the yard. It doesn't cost money to pick weeds and just make things look nice. And so I'm not trying to say that you can make things look nice. And if you're buying a house, then you should have at least a little bit of money to do something, because you're in charge of fixing everything for yourself, because there ain't no landlord. So that's what I'm mainly talking about when you buy your house. And it just looks like a completely different house on the outside and the inside. And we haven't been here but 2 and some years, so. And we picked the pictures that we wanted above where we sleep, like on my side and his side, of a picture of him and my pup, and then me and my pup. And then I picked a picture. There's going to be more than that goes on that wall, but I wanted to go ahead and pick one and order it now, so when I do our pictures of just her, when we get to the picture that it would be where she would be with us when we took our pictures of all of us, we'll hold her picture up. And it's the craziest picture. It's her in her backyard looking at me, and there's like a rainbow over top of her, and it looks like an eye, because not only is it over top of her, but you can see where it like goes. It's so crazy. I'll show you. So we're gonna hold that one up. I'll need to get the rest of the canvas pics of just her that I'm gonna have to measure and cut out and then put on the wall and see, so I'll know what sizes to get. That and a rug will be it for the living room, besides curtains if I can ever find, because this window is so huge. It takes me forever to pick something because I want it to look good with everything else, and yeah, it takes me forever. See how long it took to get lamps. This all started because it's crazy to me, 25 to 30-year-olds calling themselves babies. It's a lot younger than me. I'm not saying it's not young, but you're not a baby anymore. You're almost 30, so. I always felt older than I was, though. I don't know. It seems like a lot of like 20-some-year-olds, they live like I lived when I was a teenager, and how I envisioned my house being when I was a teenager, like thinking about what it would be. And I just can't imagine living like that in my 20s when I was actually in my 20s. To me, it just seems so juvenile, but everybody's different. So that's the part about judging again. I don't know. Life is weird though. I was looking at pictures of my pup and me and my pup, like right after I first got her. And that's when I was living with the last toxic one. And it seems like so long ago. And I mean, it was, but it's like, what, 27? And she just saved me. And that doesn't mean that getting her made everything better. Getting a dog does not make real depression go away. If you have actual depression, getting a dog isn't going to make your brain say, okay, you don't have it anymore. You're 10 times better. It doesn't work like that. And anybody that says that, I don't understand how they can have depression. She made life better. And she may save me. I say she saved me because she's the reason I left that horrible relationship in place. And she saved me when my depression would get so bad, like I don't know if I'd still be here. She's the reason I always stayed. That's what I mean when I say she saved me. She made everything worth it. She made that hell I went through worth it. I would do it 20 million more times just so I could always get her, since he gave her to me. He paid $50 for her and her sister, so don't. And then he treated her horribly, so I would go through it all again just so I could get her, and to always make sure I got her. She was worth anything I ever went through her. She was worth everything. And I don't like saying never, but I don't see ever getting another dog. I know I could love another dog. I love animals. But it wouldn't be. Mine and her relationship is so special. Everything we went through together, what she did for me. And then when we found her dad, my husband, and what he did for both of us, and then us as a family, and just those, and then the pain. There will never be another her. Though I would never love another animal like I loved her, I would still love an animal, any animal I got, and I don't want to go through that pain again of when they eventually do pass on. But mainly, there will never be another her. That was my baby girl. She was just everything. And I gotta stop because I'm about to cry. It's been 3 months, but I don't know. I missed her. And I was young and dumb. I didn't know, like, we didn't have dogs growing up. My grandma and uncle, they had pit bulls. And, like, so I grew up with a pit bull. And, like, a big one. Like, not these little ones. Like, today, like, I loved that dog. And then, when I moved out with that last one, like, we had one Rottweiler that died of parvo, and then after that we had another one that lived a long life, and I love that dog. So Rottweilers and pit bulls. My dog was a wolf hybrid, which I didn't like to talk about, and like I didn't even post stuff like pictures of her like on my Facebook or anything anymore, because my husband's son's mother would make up lies about my dog and saying how she should be put down, and like so I was always scared she was gonna call and make up some lie and have my dog taken from me, and just because she's a wolf hybrid they'd believe her, I guess. So since 2015 or 16, like I didn't even post about her anymore. This is like in 2018 I stopped posting publicly on Facebook, period, anyway. But even like the profile picture, the cover picture, which you can't make to where nobody can see it, like I didn't anymore, so they just thought I got rid of her, I guess. So I can say it now. But she was a wolf hybrid. She was the runt though. Like her sister was double her size, and like her brothers and sisters were like 160 to 200 some pounds, I think. Dad was 100% wolf, and her mom was mostly, well, I think the percentage was she was 80 to 90% wolf, and the rest was husky shepherd. But her mom was, because we went there where he got him from. He worked at a place where they worked on big trucks, you know, like tractor trailers, stuff like that. And one of the truck drivers had wolves and wolves hybrids. And the daddy wolf comes up to the fence when you're there, and he like come up to here on me. I was like, oh, hello. But he was nice. He was white and like a tannish color that she had on parts of her. Her sister had more of that. And her mom was like the gray and white, which I love, and was what my pup was. And when she was little, she had the full mask, and I loved the mask. It went under her eyes and everything. The under her eyes part faded first. But, and she was just so little, and she was a runt, and I just loved her immediately. All these people that get them, and then like this wolf, the wolf connection, I think it's called, they help protect the wolf hybrids and wolves, because people get actual wolves too, and wolf hybrids, and they don't know what they're doing and what they're getting, and then they don't want them anymore, so they just release them or they drop them at the pound, and they're gonna be killed because they can't handle them. My pup tore up a lot of stuff, so people should know, because it makes me so mad that this is happening to these animals. Like, she didn't like blinds. She wouldn't be able to see out the window. She would tear them down. So if you left her in a room, don't put blinds up. If you put her in a room, she would scratch at the end of the door until the carpet came up right there. She would chew anything up you put with her. Like, I remember I couldn't even have the bottom of the crate. I had to put different stuff in there because the bottom part of the crate, she chewed it all to pieces. Yeah, so it just makes me so angry. She was like that until she was 2 or 3. Then she calmed down a lot, but it's not their fault. I don't know. And then letting dogs eat whatever they want. Like, I used to give her human food, but ones I knew was okay. But so many things have so many things that are toxic for them. Raisins are toxic. So, and you can't, like that fake sugar, the certain kind, like is in a lot of stuff, like marshmallows, and there was something else. It was even like he wanted me to give her that fiber stuff. I don't know, but he said make sure not to get the one with that fake sugar thing in it, like toxic to them. That's why she never went outside. Even like before she got sick, she didn't go anywhere by herself, like outside. And I would double check everything before I left the house. I'd just shut off certain rooms to where she couldn't get into them, and then everywhere else there would be nothing she could get to. Nothing. I'd lock the trash can in a different room to where she couldn't get to it. Just all that stuff. And then outside, she never went outside by herself. I was always scared of her eating something she shouldn't. And that was reiterated in me when I remember, like, The Rock had posted, like, all it took was a split second for his dog to eat a mushroom outside, and then he was gone. So, like, I followed her around out there, and any mushrooms got picked and discarded. But, you know, I don't know why I'm rambling, so I'm going to end this update. I'm reading Monster Club. Still enjoying that. Mistletoe and Murder by Robin Stevens. Still loving that series. Curiosity House. I'm on the second one. Almost through with that one. I'm on the second, Tale of Magic by Chris Colfer. It's Atlanta Stories World. Loving that so much. I'm reading my arc of the second and then Champion's Quest series by Frank Cole, I think it is. Because it comes out October 4th, I believe. And I'm reading the fourth in the Tree Street Kids series. And I started The Darkness Rising and the Cat Mage Chronicles. I'm enjoying all of that so far. I have to write up a review for the third and final book in the Conjurers series by Brian Anderson. I finished that. Loved it. But now I need to get to cleaning. So, talk to y'all later. 35 minutes. Wow, I really rambled on about a bunch of nonsense. Count this as like a therapy session. So thank you. I'll show you a couple of the shirts from Urban Outfitters I got. I was just going to show you the spooky ones, but the other ones I'll show you. An Addams Family. I didn't have an Addams Family shirt, and I love the Addams Family. Happy Bunny used to be like this huge thing, and I had like so many Happy Bunny things, like shirts. Even my floor mats, my steering wheel cover, and like some dye hanging from the window, like said drive it like you stole it, and it had like a red Happy Bunny on it. So I saw this and I was like, that just took me back. And it says I just don't listen. Talking earlier about my teenage years and fishnets and the big clothes and all that stuff. I used to love Garbage, especially that song I'm Only Happy When It Rains, and that's what it says on the back. And also loved 9 Inch Nails, and I love this shirt. I love it when it's distressed and has like the holes, and it's on the back 9 Inch Nails 2.0 tour. more like spooky shirts, they have like one little thing on the front and the big thing on the back. I like it better the other way when the stuff's on the front, but I still love these so much. On the front it just says Buffy and my heart. And on the back, all of them. There's craft in the corner on the front, but the back. Love all of those. Got back from the dollar store. I don't know if the ones I have work well or not, or if these would be better, but they're only $1. So I got two because we always carve 2 pumpkins and then we need a light for inside. And they were already out of the purple and green lights, so I got 2 more of the candy corn lights just in case I decided I wanted them. And then I realized I needed more of the orange lights, so I got some more of those. And then I got a big board to put my puzzles on when I do them, just because I don't want to constantly take stuff off the table. I don't even know if the table's big enough. And 2 more of my Etsy shirts came. Annual Autumn Festival, Stars Hollow. I got yellow. And a t-shirt, purple. Be afraid, be very afraid. And it's like a Wednesday Addams. The author reached out to me and asked if she could send an arc of her debut middle grade. And it sounds incredible, so of course I said yes. Oh, and it's so nicely packaged. I'm not gonna take this off till I take a picture, but The Lion of Lark-Hayes Manor by Aubrey Hartman. And it comes out in May 2023. So excited. Thank you so much. I am so excited. That's it for this vlog. I hope you enjoyed it. If you would like to subscribe, I would love that if you'd like to. And I'll see you in my next video. Bye.